Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and today is Thursday, December 1st, 2022. The tarot card for today is none other than the Star. What a glorious way to begin a month. And this one is from the Tarot of the Golden Wheel by Mila Losenko. Now that you have put November in your rearview mirror, what will December hold? Because late October and the first half of November, they were a little bit tough. It was a tough eclipse season, and things started to get a little brighter, a little more optimistic when Sagittarius season and the Sagittarius new moon arrived. I do hope you've had a listen to my December love and finance. It's not too late to do that, okay? You're going to want to know what is coming. And, it's almost like as we step into this month, there's a lot going on the 1st. All right, it's a busy day in the cosmos, and we start off with a Pisces moon, which is probably a good thing. All right, it's not until almost midnight before the moon moves into Aries, which I absolutely hate myself because all of a sudden I'll be wide awake and ready to go. But boy, yeah, there's a lot going on here. Venus is going to oppose Mars. The moon is going to square Mars. It's going to square Venus. It's going to square Mercury. But it's going to conjunct Neptune, which, as I mentioned yesterday, is stationing to go direct in 2 days. The moon is going to sextile Pluto. Mercury's going to square Neptune, and the moon's going to conjunct Jupiter. Goodness, right? And Venus is going to sextile Saturn. And then, last but not least, the moon finally moves into Aries. That's a lot for one day. So, what do we do with all of that? All right? Where do we find what this star card wants to bring us? Because what it's offering is faith, hope, and optimism that everything's going to be okay. It's almost like a card of being a believer. And that's one of those things you never have to look too far this time of year to see a movie or, something which portrays that type of feeling where, that hope is restored. You see people who've lost it, and then over the holidays, there's a Christmas miracle, lo and behold, and their faith is restored once again. I'm not so sure it's quite that dramatic, to be honest. But what we do need to remember here is that the universe does have your back. And all of these things which I mentioned, will they affect you personally throughout the day? They might not. But what I do always need to remind people of is the fact that your life is very often impacted by those around you, and often how they are affected, okay? And you just are getting like the side stuff slung at you that you need to deal with. So, anything can happen here. With a day like this with so many elements in the mix, there's a lot of variables that are going on. That's why I'm not even going to run down the list and discuss each of them. But if you want to look up the major aspects, you can go to my website and read about them on my calendar of planetary events. It's free to everyone. You can go to the bottom of one of the events and click on subscribe and add it into your iCalendar or whatever, smartphone you have, and be able to view it every day with all of your other calendar items. But there's just this, how can I put it? Is it the promise that December holds that this will be a better month finally? And if you've been with me for a while, especially those who subscribe, you will know that I have said that the year ends much differently than it began. Think about everything you've been through in, say, like the last 9-10 months, right? Kind of crazy, huh? It has not really been, well, let's put it this way. What good are, what do they call them? New Year's resolutions, that people make if you thought you were on track to accomplish certain things for 2022, and, man, that just all went out the window. It went out the window sometime in February, right? It did not go as planned. But here's the star with that glimmer of hope and saying, I've got you. You just need to look up and make that wish and know that there is something in the works for you and that the universe does have your back. Very often we look at, the sun, the moon, the stars, and the sun is the giver of life. The moon kind of conjures up fears, but with the star, we have hope, we have promise, we have belief. Let us all take that belief today and turn it into something positive and optimistic to use as we go forward, not just through this month, this day, or this week, but through the coming, months and years together. I want to thank you all very much for being here. I'll see you here again tomorrow. And as always, have a great day.